On this week's episode of the Superhero Show, we'll find out if Heartstopper is just as much of a heartwarmer as it was in its first season, if Andy and Pete from the Marvel Movie Minute make Mike understand how one could spend years watching Marvel movies minute by minute, and what show is replacing X-Men the Animated Series as the new weekly watch. All of that and more on an all-new episode of the Superhero Show. What's up, nerds? Welcome to the Superhero Show, the only show on the internet that reviews every single live-action television show based on a comic book, as well as some of the animated ones. My name is Cassie, and I will be your host for this episode. Your host, your true north, your compass, however you want to refer to me. I also have some friends here with me. They're going to help me or hurt me. I'm not positive of which one. We'll see what happens. So let me introduce Ryan first.
I choose hurt.
Hurt right off the bat. You didn't even seem
How do I hurt? No, I don't want to help. How do I hurt?
Okay, so there wasn't even like a second. I don't even think I got the full question.
Stop! Shut the fuck up.
Yep,
how do I hurt?
It feels so good to be
What do you
back.
want me to do? What do you want me to do?
I guess it's kind of dealer's choice on this one. It's not like I can give you the options here.
I choose scissors.
Okay, bold, honestly. A bold choice right out the gate.
I'm not going to use them right now. I'm going to hold them above your leg.
Okay.
And then just don't say anything hurtful.
To you, or like just a general like
to anyone?
Okay, that's worrisome.
If anyone is hurt, these scissors are coming down. I'm just kidding, Cassie. I don't have any scissors. My name is Ryan. I'm so happy to be here.
Sounds like a person who definitely doesn't have scissors in his hand. A trustworthy person. I also have Mike here.
Can I choose to help you hurt yourself?
I guess so, yeah. That's that out-of-the-box thinking we really appreciate here at Your Pop Filter.
I like to think of the Dr. Kevorkian of the Superhero Show. That's a modern reference, right? That's not like 40 years old at this point.
No, we all get it, and we're all right there with you. Absolutely.
Mike is the Timothy McVeigh of the Superhero Show universe.
I'm the bomb, baby.
Caitlin, you got one to add for him?
Nope.
Great. Mike, how do you think you could help me or hurt me? Any ideas right off the top of your head?
Is that from Jerry Maguire?
Yeah.
I've spent enough time around you, so I'm going to just let you do something totally normal and human and just watch you melt down and apologize for it.
Excellent.
And I will not tell you for once that you don't need to be sorry. I'll just be like, you should be sorry.
That is so specific and so devastating. You have no idea how big of a hit that would be to me.
The emotional pain is what I'm going to help bring.
Excellent.
To these magical non-scissors that we can't all see.
This is how I know we've been friends too long. Our friendship ends tonight. So sad. R.I.P. to our friendship. I also have Caitlin here.
Hey guys, so I heard Ryan had scissors, so I brought glue and also some cool craft things to put together.
Crafts.
Because I'm here to pick back all the pieces that Mike just tore off you, Cassie.
Oh my gosh.
With the power of crafting.
God.
So
Cassie
you're
crafts?
fucking welcome.
It's Cassie craft time. You got glitter too to patch those little pieces back together?
Cassie, fuck glitter.
Oh my god, that is
Wow.
wow.
We have glitter glue though.
Okay.
Because it is better and doesn't get everywhere.
Okay,
Yeah,
bitch.
glitter glue sticks to the thing.
Yeah.
Glitter non-glue, that's all over your fucking house.
Also, glitter glue, you got to use it all in one shot because if you don't, it'll fucking dry up and become a weird old clump real
Is
quick.
this Eminem? Are you doing an Eminem song right now?
Have you ever heard her more passionate in your fucking life? I haven't.
I'm just here to piggyback up, Cassie, with some good old glitter glue.
I really appreciate it.
Glitter glue.
Yeah, some glitter glue. And that's why we'll continue to be friends. But you guys, as much as I would like to dive deep into crafts, we do have a show to do, and it's a big show because in the pull list we're going to be talking about Riverdale, My Adventures with Superman, Harley Quinn. Mike, you also got an interview at the end of this. You interviewed Andy and Pete from Marvel Movie Minute. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. superhero show fans have followed me over there. I've been on a handful of times, and now I'm like, now you're in my world, bitches. And they were very nice, congenial, let me interview them.
Did you hold scissors above them the entire
I
interview?
did.
I mean,
Scissors in one hand, rock in another. Paper between my toes.
Oh.
Ew. Well, I'm
It
sure.
freaked them out, too.
How is that the most disgusting thing you said?
Fucking nasty, you nasty beast, you. Before we get to that, though, we got to figure out what show we're watching as our weekly watch. So let's go to a bracket right now. We are back for possibly the most important segment we'll ever do in the entirety of the show. We have recently finished X-Men the Animated Series, aka the greatest show that we have ever watched, will ever watch. And now we're trying to replace that special place it holds in our heart.
Like you're admitting to failure right now. Like we're not going to do as good as we did, right?
That's the problem, is we hit it with the number one show, and now it's just all downhill from here. But I'm sure everyone's still very excited for it. No, you should be, because we got some bangers. We got some bangers options. But in order to figure this out, of course, we went to the bracket, because how else are we going to determine things? Am I going to just jump into this, Batty? Do you guys want to talk about what this segment means to you? What I mean to you?
Can we talk about what we're looking for? Because X-Men was so important to me. And if we could be honest about it now that the Leewalds aren't on the show like they were at one point, what I'm looking for is something that's so great and so bad at the same time. And I think that's what's really hard.
Yeah.
Pure insanity. It can't fill the full X-Men role because that cartoon formed some of our personalities. I'm not going to say whose, but like this cartoon literally made some of us who we are as people, so we just teared up for no reason while talking to the Leewalds. So we
Mike,
can all
did you
relate.
get a tattoo recently?
I did.
What is that tattoo of?
It is Wolverine in his Weapon X form.
Yeah.
With his super shaggy beard with the weird cyborg helmet thing on.
Just a real ass
so
person
rad.
getting that real ass tattoo permanently tattooed on him.
I'm an adult who pays taxes.
Yeah, so I mean, none of these can live up to, like, if the show is honestly just good, I don't have an interest in it for this segment.
I know. That's
Like-
what I've been dealing with. Is like there's a couple on here where I'm like, this is a classic TV show that needs to be talked about. But it's just good, period. Like,
Yeah.
what do we
It's
do with
just
that?
too good.
Like, how do you talk about a show that's just good? I have no experience in that, so I'm not
Like,
interested.
literally, the Watchmen show from HBO.
Yeah.
That's literally the only time we've talked about an actual
A
good
show
show
that's
in the
just
history
good
of this
front
podcast.
to back.
And just us talking about, like, guys, can you believe how good this is? It was good. So no, I want messy shows. I want weird shows. Let's go ahead and move on to the bracket. Our first, Mike, remind me of the term when it's just the two guys against each other stage.
Battle.
This is round one, battle one.
Okay, cool. Round one,
Fucking
battle
moron.
one. We have number one seeded Justice League JLU
Oh shit.
versus number 16 seed Batman Beyond. And these were just random. These aren't like ranked into like what we think will win. This has been random. So we have Justice League JLU versus Batman Beyond.
And so JLU is a few seasons later. Justice League was earlier in the mid 90s and was dope. And JLU was like, wait, there's 1,000 characters we have access to. And so every episode was a few of them at a time and really introduced so many deep cut characters to kids.
So this is one for the nerds, you're saying?
I think it'll be for anybody.
And is this Timverse?
Yes.
And Batman Beyond is something that like pops up in comics I read every once in a while, and it's Terry Bananas.
It's Terry Bananas and
In the
also
future.
Timverse.
It's also Timverse.
Yeah. Kevin Conroy is old, 80-year-old Bruce Wayne, and he's angry and too old to be Batman anymore. And this punk-ass kid starts becoming his personal assistant / his personal Batman.
If this was called Bed Bath Beyond, I would be into it. But I'm so interested in this Justice League show, and I don't want any part of Terry Bananas in his future ass. Am I wrong?
He's a Dick Grayson type ass, man. He does got a good ass.
No, come on.
Well,
Dick
not Dick Grayson. Like, that's the pinnacle.
That's like saying, the movie's kind of like a Citizen Kane movie. That's the best ass of all time. Dick Grayson's.
Yes.
Right.
All right, so if you guys were to pitch these, an elevator pitch, so we could decide the other people voting. JLU, how wacky are we getting?
I think this might just be good.
Okay.
It might be close to good, but I bet there's so many episodes and so many characters. I bet like you're going to go from like, it's Batman and Superman fighting whatever, and then next you're going to be like, and now I have to care about the Red Tornado and whatever the fuck they're doing.
Right. So now Matter Eater Lad is like the star of the episode.
And Bouncy
That
Bubble
sounds
Boy.
right. Those are the episodes I'll be into, so there's some hope there. Batman Beyond, also just good?
It's this like cyberpunk noir take on Batman and how they add to the Batman mythos and like twist and futurize a lot of other stuff. It's fucking dope, man. I love that show.
Batman Beyond was the TV show that I would watch with my mom, and she like loved like comic books or like nerdy shit. And I remember thinking it was so good, and she would always tell me it was so good, but I honestly cannot remember it except for that it was dark and Batman was old and there was asses.
That's all you
That's
need.
all, and that's all I remember.
That's all you need
These
to know.
teens often go to the club, and Terry is often tired because he's been Batmaning, and his hot ass girlfriend just wants to grind up on him, and he's like, "I'm too tired for you to grind your ass on me."
Wow, that actually sounds like a good show.
That's relatable.
That's how you get us. Okay, let's take this one to votes. Ryan, I'll start with you. Batman Beyond or Justice League JLU?
The weird part about being a comic fan is that JLU sounds like canon, and Batman Beyond is like, oh, that's some future fantasy shit. Even though it's all fiction, I'm going with JLU.
Okay. Mike, what about you?
I'm a Beyond boy, baby.
Okay, a little Beyond boy. Caitlin?
I'm also Beyond Bitch.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess that means Beyond is moving on. Sorry, Ryan. We got just some Beyond bitches with us.
No, they're disgusting.
You know how it goes. All right. Round 1, battle 2. Mike?
Yes!
I would have
You
mixed
don't
that
know
up.
how happy you just made me.
It's labeled at the top is how I got it.
I'm sure it always has been.
There's nowhere that lists as battle, okay? So props to me for that one. We now have number 8 seeded X-Men Evolution.
Is it bad to just go to more X-Men?
No.
No.
X-Men Evolution. It's what
Oh
if.
shit, Mike's hold on for
He's
the
got his little hands
listeners.
up.
Mike's hands are fully up, like
So-
pressing his bill. He's ready to nerd out.
I started rewatching this because X-Men the animated series, we could only do one episode a week, and I was like, I need more X-Men fix for this. So this was my methadone to the heroine of X-Men the animated series. And most of the characters are in high school. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants are also in high school. Everybody knows that they're like the teams know they're mutants, but the normal kids at the school don't. And so they're like these rival gang fights, and then there's a few of the teachers or a few of the X-Men are adults, and it's so fucking fun, man. And it's so dumb. It's so dumb sometimes.
He knows the
Is it
keyword to
dumb?
throw
Like,
out.
are they gonna like talk about '90s things like fanny packs and rape?
Remember the 90s? This is more 2000s, so I guess less fanny packs. But don't worry, Ryan.
More rape?
There's still rape.
Don't you worry. I mean, Mike was just so passionate and so happy to even talk about it. So it was delightful. We do have that going against Static Shock.
Now, this is an important comic book and cartoon for people, right?
Yeah.
Static Shock?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. This was one that I was so excited to always watch. He was so cool, and I think he like skated in the sky on like electricity.
That sounds
Uh-huh.
fucking
It was just
rad.
all fucking cool. Do I remember anything other than that? No. That's why I think I should watch it.
He's very Virgil Hawkins is very I don't remember much either. Virgil Hawkins is very much in the vein of like Peter Parker, like he's a nerdy high school kid.
Yeah.
A lot of names and things referenced in Black Lightning will remember because it's the same
Oh.
comic book creators. So I think they fight the 100 as well.
Oh wow.
But yeah, Static Shock is dope.
We
This is
know those
like
people now.
when the comic books came out. This is part of like Milestone, right?
Yeah.
With like we're going to plant a flag and start making black characters
Yeah.
in the DCU. And Static Shock was the one that took off the most, and then got a cartoon. Like, if you're a popular comic book, that means almost nothing.
Right.
But like to be so popular is then to get a cartoon. Like now you're in the mainstream.
And to watch who are clearly old adults try to make this cool kid do quips. Come on, guys, that's going to be fun.
This is such a hard bracket because I feel like these are both shows that came out around the same time.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was watching them both. So, man.
At the same time?
Yeah,
Ryan,
cool.
I had 2 TVs
This rich chick.
and 2 channels.
That's the
Two
definition
channels.
of rich, right? When you're a kid, you have 2 TVs playing at the same time.
Hell yeah. Mike, I'm going to go to you first. Where are you going in this battle? Which one are you voting for?
X-Men Evolution is so near and dear to my heart, and I think it would be really interesting to just talk about like how characters are different from what we just did, but I'm going to have to vote for Static Shock in this.
Wow, I did not see that coming. That is surprising. Ryan, what about you?
Can I ask you guys a question? When you're voting, are you thinking about how many episodes there might be? Like, if there's 13 episodes of Static Shock, we can fucking knock that out and then like do the bracket again.
And then do a whole nother bracket.
Yeah.
Re-get these shows back on here.
I'm going to take Caitlin's power away, as is my right as a man,
my
and I'm going to vote for Static Shock.
Wow, okay.
Let's do it.
All right, Caitlin, it doesn't matter because Ryan said you don't
Women can't
matter.
vote.
But what would you have voted for?
I would have gone for Static Shock as well.
Hell yeah.
But we're going to say I wouldn't have.
But Ryan made sure to come out and say, I'm specifically doing this. All right, our next battle of round 1, we have Smallville. Caitlin.
Yes.
How's the breathing? Check in on Caitlin.
Caitlin,
We
how
would
many?
have content for so long, guys.
Yeah, how many episodes are there?
There is 10 seasons, Ryan. And it
Is that like
will only
200? That's 200.
There's like 20 something episodes per season. And if you do binge it all during COVID, you can finish it in 3 months.
No, but we have to do one a week.
Yeah. That's why I say there's so much content here. And I think, you were talking about needing a mix of good and some really dumb shit. And what's dumber than blowing up cars in every episode? What's dumber than, keeping Lana Lang on for way too long?
Shut your goddamn mouth.
Ooh, see?
We're
we
never
have
getting rid
spice.
of Lana
There's
Lang.
already
We
an
have
issue here.
spice in the way that we chose to get rid of her, which I will not mention just in case we do move Smallville forward.
Was it Catapult?
Just trebuchet right to Alaska.
Oh, man. Smallville.
If we do this one, will you just pass around your limited edition box set to all of us?
We will have to sit together and put the disc in every single week and watch it.
Great.
And then we can watch the extras, for every episode.
Gotta
too.
watch the bonus
The
features.
bonus features.
Did it come with an issue of the Daily
It sure did.
Planet?
It
Yeah.
came with an issue of the Daily Planet, Ryan. God, this is such a good box set that I do
Unbelievable.
own.
It only cost Caitlin $64,000. So.
Yeah. It
I
was
think
worth
it
every
was
penny.
like $70 to $80
Worth every penny.
for DVDs
All right.
in 2020.
So that's Smallville. That's all you need to know. Blowing up cars. Already drama between Caitlin and Mike. That is going against Mummies Alive.
Mummies.
Okay. Do you know what we're missing from all the shows we've talked about so far? The
Mummies?
magic that the mummies bring. This was part of the 90s mummy mania. Do you guys remember that? These mummies wake up in 20th century and they're no longer evil. They're superheroes.
What?
They're going to start fighting for the forces of justice. Also, it was the Leewalds. It's Eric and
Oh,
Julia
shit.
back again, and
Okay.
it's only one season.
So I was going to say
Wow.
that I think the first time I
Oh.
ever heard of Mummies Alive was when the Leewolds were on, and they mentioned this. That was the first time I knew it was a show. You're saying that these mummies know they want brains. They're very stupid,
That's
but they know
zombies.
they know what justice is.
They know what justice is, and they know whose house to go to.
Duh. I definitely watched this at one point.
I watched it. I'm sure I watched all 12 episodes and don't remember a fucking thing
I
about it.
don't remember anything, but I'm just looking pictures of it. I've definitely watched Mummies Alive.
This looks fun. I'm already enjoying this.
12 episodes. That's only 12 weeks, Cassie. And then we switch to a new one.
Now, should we talk about how Mike's British mother died, and so Mummies Alive is sort of like what he is hoping for?
Someday.
Is that weird?
We talk a lot about how my dad is from New York to the
Uh-huh.
point that his name is Handcart Brooklyn. We've never talked about my British nanny mommy.
Your British mummy.
The main character, his name is Prince Rapses.
Oh.
I don't
And
know
he's
if
here
that
to
means
say?
I don't know if that means he's here to say, but come on. It was the 90s. Of course he was.
All right, we got to bring this to a vote. Caitlin, it's your baby boy. Where are you going on this?
Caitlin, I'll give you a double dog dare you to vote for Mummies Alive.
Ryan, I am not swayed, and I am here to vote because Smallville deserves its like Ryan, Mike. You two are the reason why I'm
I
here,
know.
and
We hooked
why
you.
I love Smallville, and why I spent $70 to $80 on a box set. It is your fucking fault and this show's fault because you were
That-
like, let's watch 4 fucking episodes, and I was like, no, this is too good.
No,
to not
I need to
watch
change my
everyone.
personality.
My name is Kal-El.
New listeners, Caitlin used to be like a homeless person that lived outside of Cassie's house. And we were like, oh, let's bring her in to talk about Smallville one time. And she was like, nope, I will not be on your show. Instead, I will watch it and then be on your show permanently one day. That is what happened.
She had to wait until she was done with Smallville to come on the show because in case we ever talked about anything Smallville related, and she
Well,
got a spoiler.
Because you guys watched like the final episode, and I was like, you can't just fucking do that. This show is too good to just skip episodes.
Sure.
So that's a vote for Smallville from Caitlin.
That's right.
Mike, where are you voting?
Smallville is double the years of X-Men. And I know how long it took us to get through X-Men the animated series.
Yeah.
And I love Smallville. I did not own this box set, but I too, when they were new, owned DVDs of it. When that was a medium people cared about. But no, I got to vote for the Leewalds, and I got to vote for Mummies Alive.
All right, it's 1-1. Ryan, the power is yours. Where are you going? Smallville, Mummies Alive.
Cassie, if this was Mummies Live, a musical about mummies, where they were like, I'm covered in cloth, and that's a rap, and then they start to rap, that would be one thing. But this is Mummies Alive, and we're not watching that shit. Smallville moves on.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
Ryan, I've never been so happy.
Wow, I really thought Mummies Alive was going to move on, and I was pretty excited about it.
Hey guys, before we get into this next one, I cannot be a part of it, and I'm sorry. So I am going to excuse myself. We shuffled the seeds, but I saw into the future, and I am just going to leave. Cassie, you can have the final vote.
Oh my gosh, he's leaving us all the power. It's because this one is too near and dear to his heart. Our next battle, we got 5th seeded, the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Okay. I
Now
think this is the one from like the early 2000s. Only a season or two. It was on maybe MTV.
Oh.
What?
And so it started to use like computer generated animation sometimes. If I'm thinking of the right one.
If only our Spider-Man expert would have stayed.
Yeah.
He said it was too near and dear to his heart. And this is going against Spider-Man the Animated Series. This is the one that's the banger.
Yeah, it's buck wild. It is. Also in the 90s, this Spider-Man had a crossover with the X-Men. We'll get to see our old kid favorite people again, at least for a couple episodes. It's so weird. It's the oldest Peter Parker any of us will have ever seen, with a stupid bowl cut. They do so many good versions of the comics, like the arcs. Yeah, it is. But then there's all these great villains, but they spend so much time with Smythe and these spider-killing robots. It's absurd.
This is the one when like we're thinking of like a show that could replace it. This is the first one that pops into your head because it seems similar vein of just like wild animation, wild storytelling, and they were working with something here. But before Ryan gets back, let's take this to a vote because I know he wouldn't be here to bear it. Mike, I'll start with you. Which one you going for first?
I know so little about the Spectacular Spider-Man, and the 90s one, is near and dear to my heart, and I think it could give us that same fix. So that's my vote.
All right, Caitlin.
But yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. I got really.
Does that mean also animated series?
Yeah,
for you?
yeah. I agree.
I
I
bet.
The animated series. I don't know.
We have no interest in a 2000 Spider-Man. Give us the old Spider-Man. Our next battle, we have second-seeded Teen Titans. Now, this was from, I know I just said we don't want a show from the 2000s, but if we're going to open up our hearts to one, it needs to be this one. It was a cartoon, and it was so fun. It actually, this is one that I'll be interested to come back to, because I feel like a lot of the jokes were more adult than I thought, and I think it genuinely had good writing, and it was just fun.
Is this Teen Titans Go?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I love that one. That one was one that I would just continue to watch and go to school and talk to my friends about. Teen Titans Go.
This one...
No, I haven't seen any of the episodes, but I went alone to the theater to see Teen Titans Go to the movies, and it was fucking delightful.
Yes.
So yeah, I would like to see where that comes from.
This is going against Pirates of Darkwater.
Oh, fuck you, Teen Titans Go. Pirates of Darkwater is my shit. Only one person in the world, the entire world memory hold this to where I didn't think it was a real show, except one day, because Ryan and I hang out too much, we both realized we both watched Pirates of Darkwater. Pirates rule. It's fantastical and magical. I bet it's very bad. It's going to be great.
Okay, so we have one that we know is good, but this one is possibly bad in the good way.
Probably.
God,
Or it might just be bad in a bad way. I don't know.
There's a real gamble going on here. Let's go ahead and take it to a vote. Mike, where are you going? I think I know where you're going. You straight
Teen
up said...
Titans can go fuck themselves. It's Pirates of Darkwater for me.
All right. Ryan?
I'm so sorry if we already talked about this, but is this Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go?
Teen Titans Go. My sincerest apologies. I had left out the Go, but of course the Go. I don't want to talk about any other.
Okay. Fuck.
Right?
I'm going Pirates of Darkwater.
You motherfuckers. All right, we're gonna see how it turns out. I love that there's shows we haven't even watched trailers of at this point and are voting on. I love it.
We also have no idea if they're available for us to watch.
Yeah, this is good. This is good research. We're killing it. All right, our next battle. We do have, guys, open your hearts here, Speed Racer.
Now
what year?
This is a movie, right? By the Wachowski sisters. Mm-hmm. Is there a TV show?
There's a TV show. It was old, is all I know, and it had racing on it. But there was a TV show.
Cassie, do you know the theme song
to Speed Racer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then sing it, liar.
I've never heard it in my life. I don't know songs.
Mike, do you know?
Go Speed Racer, go, 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 Speed Racer. Speed Racer, go, Speed Racer.
Caitlin, do you know the theme song to Speed Racer?
I feel like I do, but now Mike's fucked up version of it just sent my whole brain into goo.
Everybody shut the fuck up. Let Caitlin think for a second.
Nope, can't think of it.
It's not gonna happen.
Here comes Speed Racer.
Yeah.
He's a demon on wheels.
And so this is from the 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is
That could be
back when
fun.
you would just have a solid static picture of a face and the mouth would move a bunch. And that's animation, baby.
So I think it's going to be a great time for us all.
And there's he had a fat Italian dad and then a monkey. There's a monkey that would do shit.
That's very relatable to how I grew up.
Because your dad was fat and your mom was a monkey.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have ever seen an episode or if just pop culture
has kind of put it in your
osmosis.
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too, because I feel like that's how I know obviously I knew the theme song so well.
No, you alley-ooped it right to me, and that was
I
awesome.
don't know, yeah. And we're like, okay, I'm gonna start. You go.
This has been seated up against Batman the Animated Series.
Now here we go.
This show's just good.
Yeah.
It's great. It created decades of cartoons. So it talk about Mike tattoos. It's also on my body. Best theme song. But there's some bad episodes. People really don't remember the good stuff. There's some bad, weird when he just fights the sewer king and shit. There's some bad, weird, stupid shit here.
Sewer King.
Okay, he's done
He
his
wears a
research.
manhole cover on his head and dances around.
He does.
That sounds awesome.
And he has a horde of sewer children.
Now you got my attention.
We're just gonna wait for the Sewer King to come out.
You ever I don't know what Cassie's into, and then she says shit like that, and you're like, well, I guess
Horde of
that's
sewer
it.
children.
Cassie's into sewer children.
That's why she was so into the Morlock episodes.
This is one everyone says it's amazing. It's one I feel like it's good, but I do think we could talk about it. It would just be like appreciating it, and that's new vein for us.
Is this a spin-off or something, or is it connected to Batman Beyond?
It is. I mean,
The
it came
precursor.
first.
Okay. That's why.
But yeah,
I was
the same voice actor plays young Bruce and old Bruce. The style,
Okay.
it's the same creators and.
Okay, cool.
Can I say something disgusting, Mike? And you'll let me know if we should edit this out.
Sure.
If we do BTAs, the four of us are going to get like closer to our sister show, the way that we talk movie of the year, and like sounding smart instead of just the dumb bullshit we're always barfing. You know what I mean?
And that's not what
pretty
we're here for.
I'm pretty sure we're good at barfing out like some garbage.
No, I know. We've proved that time and time again.
week
BTAS
after
is-
week.
BTAS is the Citizen Kane of movies. It's the
right.
best movie
So we
over
have-
Citizen Kane.
We have the Citizen Kane of movies
in Batman the animated series.
versus Speed Racer, which we don't know a thing about and believe the animation is terrible. Let's go to votes. Ryan, where are you going?
BTAS.
All right, Mike.
I'm terrified that Speed Racer is the kind of show that we're like, oh, it only has 3 seasons, but each season's 120 episodes. So
And we're pot committed, so we just have to do this for the rest of our
we
lives.
do it. We do it. It is, it's BTAS.
All
Also,
right.
Cassie, it's important to note that Mike has a computer in front of him, can easily look up how many episodes Speed Racer has, refuses to. I love
There's
that. I love that
research
about
all
Mike.
of us could be doing, and we simply refuse. And I think the people appreciate that. Next battle, we have guys number 3rd seeded Turbo Teen. Now, is this based on a comic? I don't think so. Is it fucked up? It's ingrained in all of our brains. Absolutely.
Human Centipede, right? Saw, Hostel, Turbo Teen. These are the gross out body horror moments of my life. These
Wait,
are
is-
the most horrifying things I've ever seen.
It's
This the kid with
Animorphs,
the
but a
fat car ass?
Yeah, the fat car ass.
Instead of just running around a corner and like instead of this kid being like, "Oh, I'm gonna become a car," and running around a corner, we watch it. It's terrible.
It's during it. They put this out at a time when they hadn't figured out animation. They pitched, "We got to make a boy into a car," and they were like, "Surely we can do this." You watch him just kind of stretch out and like form. He just kind of grows car hands. At some points, he could just kind of bring out his car hands. They're just
Also,
tires.
Stop toying with my sexuality because when his ass becomes that trunk, I'm like, oh
It's
man.
such a donk. It's
And then
such
when
a
his
donk.
face becomes the hood, I'm like, I'm out. This is terrible.
Guys, I have some great news. There is only 1 season of Turbo Teen, and
Yeah,
it
it
is
didn't last.
13 episodes.
It did not last,
Yes.
so we could get this done quick.
I can't
as a
believe,
bonus thing for
Caitlin,
it.
that this wasn't continued for years and years. This incredible idea.
That
We only got to see this donk one time.
This is going against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Guys, the turtles are hot right now, and I think we need to do justice by going to the OG turtles and respecting our forefathers.
I gonna put my marker down. This is it. This is the X-Men replacement.
OG
I'm
TMNT.
sorry,
calling
Turbo
it.
Teen, but it's the ninja. Like such an important part of all of our lives in different ways. I mean, and come on, gonna be so good it's bad, so good it's good. We gotta go Ninja Turtles here, right?
It's got terrible villains, terrible catchphrases, family. What the fuck else do we want? It's got it all.
Wait,
like the
so you
Fast
guys
and
are
Furious.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so you're gonna fight like a alligator, right, in like the sewer named Leatherhead, but also a giant futuristic technodrome with a boy with a brain in his boy's tummy. This cartoon has it all. I don't like.
Do you know what it has? 193 fucking episodes over 10 seasons. Hell yes.
Yeah. We will die before we finish this. Let's go. I'll take it to voting. Caitlin, I'm gonna start off with you. Turbo Teen or TMNT?
So I had to do some research, Cassie, because that's just who I am.
yeah.
I know Ryan.
A scholar.
Yeah. Ryan's like, Mike's not a scholar. I am. And I use the internet that told me that Turbo Teen actually is not based on an animated, not based on a comic. Or
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that reason.
No, it's based on a horrifying thing that happened to one boy in
It
Florida.
is. So it is based
No,
on.
that happened to a guy my brother knew.
They're trying to go off Knight Rider, I guess. They're like, Knight Rider was a hit. So
Oh, you think a man
animated.
can
So
be a
boy
car?
so they had.
What if a car
Let's
was
make
a
it
man?
a boy. So I can't emotionally do Turbo Teen, so I must do TMNT.
Too much
All right.
integrity from Caitlin.
Too
Yeah.
much. That's all I am. Is integrity.
That's an integrity vote from Caitlin. Mike, how you voting in this one?
But think about how often we'll be able to yell, "You're not on the Turbo Team, Turbo Team." No, you know what? You did it once. I'll vote for Ninja Turtles.
All right, Ryan, I know you would have voted the same, it sounds like. So,
I'm so stoked to watch this show.
all right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you are moving on. Our next battle, final battle round one, guys. Super Friends.
Now, this is the classic.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile,
It gave us the Legion of Doom's headquarters that Harley Quinn still uses today.
just a bunch of superheroes always like this, like just putting their hands on their, not even their hips, their ribs, just being like, what is going on here?
So many
Super
meetings,
Friends?
so many board meetings. I think
Yeah, it's the bureaucracy of superherodom, and I love that.
it's all your favorite superheroes. You got Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman,
Butt
and then
Boy.
these two fucking Wonder Twins.
Right. You have then there's the Wonder Twins. One can turn into any animal, and the other can turn into a bucket of water. Guys, we have to watch this. He can turn into a bucket. His entire superpower is that he can turn into a
He
bucket of water.
drowns a lot of bad guys in
He will
himself.
often like become a puddle, and then they slip in that.
God,
You're the
this sounds-
banana peel of superhero.
This sounds fucking delightful. This is going against The Tick. I personally never saw this version of The Tick. I saw what we covered, and that was delightful. So I would love to go to the source and see how weird the comic got. But
This is a rough one.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought I liked it, but it was so long ago that I can't judge.
No. This battle is a rough one.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought the chick was good.
Yeah.
because it's definitely got the dumbness. It was made to be dumb, essentially. But yeah, I don't know where to go. I'm gonna start off with you, Ryan. Where are you voting?
I'm going Super Friends, Cassie. I'm sorry.
All right, fair enough. Caitlin?
God. I got to go with the tick.
Ooh. All right, we're 1-1. Mike, you're the tiebreaker here. Super Friends or The Tick?
Super Friends.
Whoa.
Goodbye, Tick. Thank you for your time. We are now moving on to round 2. We have Batman Beyond versus Static Shock.
We can just
Oh,
go to
fuck.
votes, Cassie.
We what?
We can just go to votes.
Do we want to talk about
Yeah.
watchability and how easy it would be to find these shows? No? Okay.
Nah.
All right.
We leave it up to God at this point. Let's go ahead. We've already talked about them. So, Mike, where are you going? Batman Beyond versus Static Shock.
Static Shock.
Static Shock. Caitlin?
Oh, hard. Static Shack.
And I blacked out during Caitlin's whole thing. Mike, remind me what you voted for.
I voted for Static Shock, but I said it like in a normal human way.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, you didn't take a fucking dump in between your choice.
All right, so Static Shock is moving on. Ryan, what would you have voted for?
I love a during podcast dump. Just I gotta.
Our pervy listeners love it.
I was gonna go for Static Shock because like there's so many white people on this show. We have to vote for Static Shock.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. We have our next battle of round 2. We got Smallville versus Spider-Man, the animated series. And Caitlin, I hate to say this might be a heartbreak for you, but let's go to votes. Mike, where are you going?
I can't commit the next 20 years of my life to Smallville. I'm going to have to vote for Spider-Man, the animated series.
All right, weak. But Caitlin, where are you going?
I have been so lucky to have watched every single episode of Smallville. So I do want to watch something different. So I'm going to go for Spider-Man, the animated series.
Wow.
Oh shit! I don't even get a vote.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would go against your sweet baby
My
Smallville.
sweet baby Smallville, which I've seen all of.
All right, so we don't even have to go to you, Ryan. I figured it'd probably be Spider-Man, though, knowing who you are as a whole individual.
Plus, I'm a little tired of Smallville because that is the name of Mike's penis. That's where his balls live. It's in Smallville.
That's why Ryan always calls me Smallville.
I love to know that about you guys. Our next battle, we have Pirates of Darkwater versus Batman the Animated Series. Woo! All right, Caitlin, I'll go to you with initial thoughts. Where are you voting? Batman. Mike, where are you going?
Batman's just too good. My vote's for Pirates of Darkwater.
Okay. Ryan, this all comes down to you. Pirates versus Batman.
Let's start writing a new show, guys. Pirates versus Batman.
It's Pirates of Darkwater.
Oh my God.
What? Taking up B-Taz?
Wow.
That's crazy.
I love that we committed
It's
to
too
no good shows.
It's too good of a show.
We're not good enough for it.
Do we know it's actually good?
B-Taz?
It's probably good. It's probably really good.
All right. Our next battle, we have TMNT versus Super Friends. Ryan, where are you going?
Super Friends, I think, would be funny for a little bit, but kind of boring eventually. It's TMNT.
Hell.
It also has 174 episodes.
Sure.
Which one, Super Friends or Turtles?
Super Friends.
Great.
How many Turtles episodes?
Probably more.
193.
A bunch of episodes, both of them. Caitlin, where are you going?
Turtle power!
All right, that is 2 for Turtles. Mike, what would you have voted for?
Yeah, Turtles all the way.
Hell
My first
yeah.
pet, his name was Ninja.
My
And it was a
first-
turtle. I really didn't say that.
It's like, is it a dog?
My first turtle's name was April O'Neil because she was a girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a turtle that's still alive.
Ally.
His name is Michelangelo. And then Giorgio.
We're fucking warped. We are warped by pop culture.
Like Turtles. All right, now we are on to final round. Semifinals.
I was going to help you because I don't know.
We did it, semifinals. Guys, we have Static Shock versus Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Woo.
Take a breather. Mike, where are you going?
Static Shock.
All right. Ryan?
Spider-Man.
Beans.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was really hoping that they would like side on somewhere.
Yeah.
This is so hard.
They really put it down to you.
Ooh. Spider-Man.
Spooderman moves on. Oh, I gave it a negative, but will it still move on?
Nope.
Nope.
Cassie doesn't know how to work a bracket.
Brackets be
We've
hard.
never done a bracket before, guys. Give her a break.
Brackets be hard. Oh no, it's getting so angry at me. Sorry, everyone. Semifinals keep the drama going. We now have Pirates of Darkwater versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mike, the fact that Pirates of
Turtles!
Darkwater made it this far,
Yeah.
you have to feel proud.
I'm proud, and I proudly put my key in to vote for Pirates of Darkwater.
Oh my God.
Can I tell you that every listener of this show, because of this episode, has heard of Pirates of Darkwater for the first time ever in their life, including
fucking real.
Cassie and Caitlin,
Yeah.
I've
including
never
them.
heard of this.
If I remember correctly, the main character might have been from like our Earth and time and got sucked into a weird fantasy land where he starts fighting with these magic pirates.
I think that you're thinking about you, who was hoping that you got sucked
that
into
happened to
that.
me once.
Yeah. That happened to my friend Dave.
Surprisingly, it gets a vote from Mike. Ryan, where are you going?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Cassie. Come on
Absolutely. Caitlin?
I yelled turtles already.
Oh, she already yelled Turtles. All right, I'm so sorry, Mike. It did move
fine.
on far, but the Turtles have beat it out. We are now to our finals. We have Spider-Man, the animated series, versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This is the first half of my life versus the second half of my life.
This feels right. This feels like the two that should be here. Mike, I'm going to go to you first. What are you voting to move on?
Spider-Man.
All right. Caitlin?
Spider-Man.
Oh, my gosh.
Shit.
I did not see that
Holy
coming.
hell. I did not either. Ryan, would you have voted Teenage
Ninja
Mutant
Turtles for me, Cassie.
Wow.
Goddamn. Yeah.
I wanted Spider-Man though, so.
There's been a lot of surprising votes tonight. Caitlin voting against Smallville.
I think she did vote Spider-Man on that one, though, so
Yeah.
it had to take them all the way. That determines that you guys, our show of the week is now going to be Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not mad about it, right?
No. It's going to be fun. Wait, Superman the Animated Series was not even on this list. That's crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy, bro.
Is Caitlin flirting with you?
I think so. I don't like it.
Are you being Fruity Pebbles?
This is what happens when you both vote for Spider-Man together. It really bonds you guys.
It's the first time we've ever agreed on something.
You want to bracket another time?
Yeah,
I gotta shut this down.
Are you bracketing next weekend, baby?
I can't have this. This is too much. But that is
Cassie,
it.
we have an
determined our show.
entire episode to do. We have to do
I
an
know.
entire show.
We haven't even got to the main event. We've already battled so much. I'm so drained already. But we are going to go to our main event, which is the season 2 premiere of Heartstopper. On the first episode of season 2 of Heartstopper, we pick right back up from the previous season and get to feel overwhelming happiness again as we watch Charlie and Nick be adorable together, while somehow also feeling overwhelming dread for Nick's inevitable outing. But we are not there yet.
She's so choked up.
So sad, but we are not there yet in the series. So for now, it's all happiness as Nick comes out to his closest friend, Imogen, and Tao and Ellie are skirting around each other as they try to figure out how to move past being just friends, and Tara and Darcy just get to be two happy lesbians. Taste Buds, I ask you, did this episode give you all the feel-good feelings that we loved from the previous season, or is there overhanging dread for you as well?
Oh, God. When Nick was like looking back at the camera at the end, based on every movie I've ever watched, he's going to get a car crashed into him or something, like a terrorist
Joe Black,
attack. Like a plane crashes into his head. Like, no, like, I will not accept this much happiness in pop culture that I watch.
The way it was Charlie just saying, like, I will protect him, I'll keep him safe,
Yes.
Yeah.
to him walking down the street with the
And his
biggest
sister
smile
with
on
like
his
a
face.
tear in her
Just
eyes.
Yes.
Right.
crying.
Well, she's already hired people to gay bash.
I was
Oh,
like
shit.
expecting the teams
Should
to
I
pull up on
cancel
their
my
bikes.
order from gaybash.com?
She's like, wait, somebody's already on it? I straight up expected
Life is on it, Cassie. Life. I promise life will provide a way to gay bash.
But yeah, I'm glad we were all there because I wasn't sure if I was just watching too much Pose where I was like, surely he's going to get killed right now,
Yeah.
right?
I don't think they'll kill him, but
Yeah.
He's gonna get gay bashed.
Yeah, for sure. So he's going to. But before we get to all of that, throughout the episode when we're just like, we get to see him try to be out, but they are, they're so happy to be together that they are kissing at school, even though they have a no kissing rule. Did this give you guys anxiety for them and him being outed?
no. Well, yeah. Clearly, the sitcom watcher in me thought somebody like would watch it would turn around and see them. I kept being like, but wait, people know, right? Because you were making out in the middle of school. Mm-hmm. But there's also like, I get it, man. There's something so hot. And I know this is like a very innocent love, but there's something so hot about being like, but we're not allowed to kiss here. And then just making out.
I mean, like, anyone who looks at the two of them is like, no shit. No fucking shit. But, like, the thing that, like, got my high school remembrances up is, like, when they touch knees and they do the little comic book fizzle thing. That's when the show is at its best.
It's those, and so we see the positive one, and then we see it start to happen with Tao and Ella, and then it literally, like, a heart bursts because he turns around. Did you guys remember how fucking much Tao sucks? I hate this kid.
There's at one point in this episode where somebody's like, and my mom told me to cut my hair. Yes, that would help a little bit. Tao, like, you suck so much, but, like, cutting your hair would be, like,
His hair antennae.
a good start.
The whole time I was watching it, I was just like, this is going to anger Mike. This one.
There's nothing redeemable about this character.
I
don't get why anybody would like him.
I think by the end of this season, you might stand him. He might be okay with you. He's got to work through some things.
He had a whole season to do that and didn't do it for me.
He's a kid and he's a piece of shit and he doesn't know feelings. He's working through it.
It's so crazy how there's piece of shit at their high school and they're like, well, yeah, that kid's a dick. And then they hang out with the biggest dick bag at the school every day.
And that's the thing, it's not about, like, him finding his identity. It's like the two main characters kiss at the end of the episode, and it's Tao being like, oh, woo-hoo. And they all look at him, and he's got this smirk on, like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just shut the fuck up.
I can't believe you guys hate Tao this much. Caitlin, how do you feel about Tao?
I really don't like Tao, but I also understand the fact that he is a child and
No.
he doesn't understand emotions and what's going on and how
All
to
of
choose
them are kids figuring it out.
They're all figuring out. He's not doing as well as the rest of them. But I don't hate him, but I don't like him as a character.
And when we last left Tao at the end of the last season, he is into Elle, right? But
Yes.
like
Yes.
doesn't want to
ruin the friendship.
or be gay, right? Like, is that it too? Like, he doesn't want to hook up with Elle.
I think he's fine with being gay. I think he's just so scared to
Lose.
lose his best friend.
And the fact that she's going away to art school. I can't remember if that art school is far away or not. I think it's literally just like opening yourself up to a relationship that has a time limit, essentially.
I think. It was
But
in
again,
Paris.
like a part of what I love about these shows is like, I'm going away to art school. That's right. I'm going to generic art school, and I'm about
a
to leave.
prestigious
Yeah,
art
she's
school.
like, and I should put my portfolio together right now at this friend's weekend.
Yeah, that's what they're in the backyard just like drawing, like doing homework. I'm like, the fuck are you guys doing? You guys are on break.
And then Tao
That's-
makes a Titanic reference.
Yes.
Good job, Tao. Wow. Fucking great movie to reference.
'Cause he's-
Amazing, man.
if you don't remember, Ryan, he likes watching movies.
He knows movies.
He knows movies.
He's like the Dawson of our generation.
Don't you do that to my Dawson. Dawson could wipe the floor with Tao. He had his giant forehead.
But they both did have that hair,
What?
the floppy hair.
Yes. I love if Tao's just like, I like movies. Charlie boy, he's just got a neon sign that says music above his bed.
Yeah, he just likes music.
I just love the art form.
Have you ever heard of music? It's fucking rad.
Notes.
Cassie, we have to, in all future Heartstopper conversations, we have to get away from Tao because like it's going to dominate the entire conversation.
Do you
Fair
know who
enough.
I like? I don't even know his name. It might be Ben because somebody said the name Ben at one point. But Big Ear's book reading boy.
Oh, just-
I
Isaac.
really,
Isaac.
I don't know why, but I really relate.
The
to
one
Big
guy
Ear's
who's
book reading
alone?
boy. Yeah, who's so sad.
But I don't think he wants a relationship. Like, he's chilling.
He is. His name is
I
Isaac.
know. I disagree.
Chilling.
He
No.
wants somebody to be
He definitely
with.
looks.
Nah, you
He's
guys were
looking
raised
around
in
that
the
room.
You guys
He
were
looks
raised in the
sad
fucking
sometimes.
80s and 90s, and everybody's got to be in a relationship. I'm telling you, this boy happy with his books, bro.
You don't think he looked around sad as everybody was coupling up?
No, he
No,
looked
just-
actually very happy.
Yeah, he just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess I'm here with, it's back to book time while everyone
You guys
cuddles
are
it out.
so wrong. This
You're
season
so
is
fucking wrong.
this season is going to be about Ben finding somebody.
his
because
His name is Isaac.
I'm sorry I said Ben. It's because Imogen said she had a crush on Ben, so I was like, well, there's only one character whose name I don't know.
Ben's
I bet
the
that's
piece
Ben.
of shit. The
Yeah.
actual
he's
piece of
clearly
shit.
looking around the room. Isaac
piece
will
of
find
shit?
someone.
You guys are so dumb. You've never watched a film in your life.
Isn't Ben the piece of shit who last season was like hooking up with Charlie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Ben.
That guy does suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben's
And that's
super
who
sucks.
the other guy, Nick's best
Sitting
friend,
next to. Yeah.
is into.
That's
right?
Ben.
Yes, yes, yes.
Imogen is into Ben, and then Nick and Ben are sitting next to each other.
This
for
is like-
standardized test.
This
or
is
something like
actual real life high school complicated
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah, this is our Dumois. The Heartstopper is our
Whoa.
like blind item. Somebody like somebody.
Do you guys think? Nope. Go for it, Mike.
Please, you.
So this season, like this show is known just for like its feel goodness. Do you think they'll stick with that, or we're obviously dealing with Nick coming out? Do you think it can stay at this lightheartedness, or are they going to go darker this season?
I don't think it'll be like brutal dark, but like high school has some rough patches, and it almost, and maybe I'm just forgetting. It almost feels like Charlie's too supportive of Nick because he said, I almost came out to Imogen. And Charlie's like, you're so amazing. I'm like, oh, because he bitched out on doing something. He's
Yeah.
amazing. And so I feel like they're going to learn maybe the lesson of toxic positivity. Like,
That's sort of my fear. And like, I want them to have character traits that aren't like. It feels like their sexual identity is their entire identity.
right.
And I want them to like branch out and be like, I am gay and like fishing, or something
mean,
else.
They
Nick
like
is on-
music.
He's rugby.
No,
Yeah,
he
well,
did have that
okay.
poster of music.
I do think the rugby is a good point, Caitlin, because his Charlie's parents, he's like, yeah, Nick's my boyfriend. And they're like, but he's like a bros bro.
Right.
And shit, like,
like
and
a
so
dude,
like,
dude.
I think they're gonna handle that.
Was
Because
it-
they're like, well, yeah, surely, Charlie, look at you. We know. But Nick is like a guy's guy.
Wasn't it nice though to watch this episode and realize that rugby still has to this day no rules? It's just throw
Yes.
the ball out there and let's see what happens.
And then go.
And everybody just yells, "What are the rules?"
No shit, I'm getting beaten up. What are the rules, please?
We do have the only reason I think it might get darker. The real the guy who plays Nick, I think his name's like Kit Connor or something like that. He was forced to come out because of people's reactions to the
Yeah.
show. So I
Don't
feel like
love
this is
that.
their shot to be like, hey, this is what happens when you fucking out people, you motherfuckers. And
Yeah.
that's what the only reason I think they might lean into it, or I don't know if they're just like committed to what they're about, you know?
I think you're right, but I think it's going to take it in a lighthearted way because of just the last scene with like the crying sister, like remembering what it was like when Charlie like
Right.
was either outed or came out, and just knowing how hard that was, and then looking at Charlie and how happy he is. I was like, we're going to see Nick go through what Charlie went through. But hopefully happier because he has a good group behind him.
Yeah, it's a structure.
He has a structure behind him and friends that support him.
Friends that Mike and Ryan fucking hate.
Just one. I love Al, and I am Isaac. I love and the Darcy and
Imogen, I don't remember her girlfriend's name.
No, it's Darcy and the girlfriend. Imogen's the blonde who
Oh,
used
yeah,
to like
Tara.
Nick and
Tara.
Tara. Yeah, they're all great. There's so many good people and good friends in the show.
No, let's not.
And then there's the Tao of Tao.
Like because of Tao's awfulness, that doesn't mean that the rest of the people are. They're all great, supportive,
They're all
did the
slumming
awesome
it,
friends.
hanging out with him.
I think we will see a big struggle with Nick and the rugby team because they seem to be the least accepting of all of them. And those were all of his old friends who now he doesn't want to even look at because
He doesn't even want
Right.
to pass the ball to them.
Yeah.
That weird shaped ball to them. He doesn't even want to pass it to them.
how many
Yeah, learn how to make a ball right, Brits.
can we
It's fucked up.
For all
Yeah,
we
like-
know, there's a rule in rugby: you can't pass to a gay person. Like we don't know. We don't know the rules.
we don't know the rules. They don't even know them. I feel like we should make
The refs are shouting the rules out. No, you can't do that.
you can't do that.
All right, let's go to moments of the week. Mike, I'll start with you. What's your moment of the week?
The whole episode is about Nick coming out to Imogen, and he's clearly struggling with it. And right before he can say anything, she knows, but then also she's like, it's obvious, but then she's like, oh, that's why he didn't like me. Because you're gay.
Yeah.
And he fumbles that because he's like, well, I'm bisexual. And you just see a flash of her being like, fuck.
Because she was so ready to be like, fuck yeah, that's why I'm still good. And he was
Yeah.
like, well, no, I am bisexual. So there was a chance. It's still a shoot down.
I do think they like Nick leans into being like so honest he's dumb sometimes. And I think they could make him less perfect and lean into that character trait more.
Also, Nick kind of makes me gay because I always want to reach out and like brush that one piece of hair out of his eyes. That's his hairdo, and I want to do that to him.
Oh, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah,
He
no.
knows.
He's a handsome guy.
Ryan, what's your moment of the week?
Cassie, I wanted to make my moment of the week the fact that there's a Julia Jacqueline song in this episode, but I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to prove my case. Elle knows how terrible Tao is, and Tao is upset, and he's sitting there and he's pouting, and she says, the only thing that Tao can hear, I'm going to go order pizza. What do you want? Hawaiian pizza? Of course he does, because he's sick to the bone.
Fuck
He's
you. Hawaiian
evil
pizza's
to
good.
the
Hawaiian pizza is so good.
Caitlin,
Get a personality.
Dang, they really came for you in that.
Yeah, we bonded over brackets, and now we are united front.
I thought Mike just said he liked the
He
pizza.
does.
Okay.
I'm on your team. I'm saying Ryan should. Get a
Oh, okay.
personality.
I was like, I have
I know you're
one.
just so used
It
to
is
me
Smallville
coming
and
for you.
and pineapple pizza. So
Yeah, you guys are
I have
forever
a
friends
very
now.
big pizza now. I mean,
No, we got her stuck on pizza. Oh no,
I
I'm still
want
getting it back.
pizza.
Caitlin, what's your moment of the week?
Well, the pizza really.
Yeah.
No, there's the sweet moment when Charlie buys the chocolate bar for Nick. And it happened to be the chocolate bar that is Nick's favorite that he mentioned like a really long time ago. And just seeing how happy Nick was when he received that chocolate bar in the locker room. I was like, this is so sweet. This is a good show. This is such a happy show and I like it.
also, did you see how British the show was in that moment? Because like if it was American, it'd be like, here's a chocolate bar. But then when he picked that out, it was like Oreo flavored dairy milk.
Yeah.
That chocolate bar, we don't have them here, is fucking amazing.
So
They're all over
fucking
Europe.
good.
It's my favorite kind of candy. It's so fucking good.
Wow, send them to us.
Send them. My moment of the week is when Imogen gets up to go to the bathroom, and Nick
Yeah, Nick.
Nick is weirdly like, let me show you where it's at, and he turns back to all the friends, and they're just like, fucking do it.
It
Like,
just-
cheering him
so
on.
much of this setup, I thought she was going to go in for a kiss because she's like, clearly you've been weird around me and you want to
Yeah.
get me alone in the bathroom.
But Imogen, because she's Imogen, it was like, oh, that's why you didn't want to hook up with me. And he was like, no, that's not why.
Heartstopper is still good, still precious. You should watch it on Netflix with us. That is it for the main event. I do have time to talk about a website because, Caitlin, you've been nonstop talking about a website idea.
Yeah, it's called Get Me These Oreo Candy Bars Now.
Yeah.
.com?
And
.org.
it's
.org.
it's fucking official.
It's actually a nonprofit.
Wow. 'Cause
Yeah.
for you,
Yes.
it supports solely you.
It supports me and then anyone who I decide to grace with my nonprofitness.
Okay, that's the more important part. Will it help the studio?
Yes. Yeah, I'll let it allow
yeah.
to help everyone here in the studio.
Fuck yeah, we're in. Then this is the most important website I've ever heard of. I need to send you to my friend, cybersprout.net. It's because they offer premium hosting that's specifically built for WordPress. They'll handle security, which you're going to fucking need.
Oh,
Caitlin.
yeah.
People are going to be sending chocolate to you. So
Chocolate!
important. They do maintenance, backup, speed optimizations. They'll even migrate your website for free if you need that. They work hand in hand with you. They fucking love chocolate. Cybersprout.net, your partner for a digital world. Coming up next, it's the pull list. We are back for the pull list where we talk about all the other shows we watched this week. First show starting it off is Riverdale.
On this week's episode of Riverdale, Josie McCoy is in town, and everyone is freaking out. Veronica finally meets someone in Riverdale she is impressed with and helps her stage a performance that saves her current project. Meanwhile, Archie reads a poem that creeps everyone out, and Betty gets a magazine to help her jerk off. Taste buds, I ask you this. What was in the magazine that Betty used to jerk off?
Money.
An ad for Nesquik.
Lollipops.
I'm sorry. Betty Cooper needs to jerk off. She's in a bathtub.
A serial killer.
And she opens up a magazine, and you think that money came out?
Money.
Money.
Money, please.
I
Daddy's
think
money.
Cassie's right. It's like a murder magazine. Faces of Death, the magazine.
No, she opens up the magazine in the bath. Candles are lit.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
What is in that magazine?
People magazine. There's people in it.
Matthew McConaughey.
No.
Ryan Gosling.
Veronica.
It's a mirror.
She opens up the magazine. She lights the candles. She gets into the bath. She opens up the magazine. And what it is a how to masturbate if you're a girl. And she goes one by one through the rules of how to masturbate.
So
Wild.
sexy.
Wild. Anything else this episode, or was it pretty much just the bath stuff?
I've never thought that Josie McCoy was that great of a singer, but like, guys, she kills it. Mike, have you ever heard of a song called Moving Uptown from a show called The Wild Party?
No.
Broadway style? No? I've never heard of it either. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You ever heard of it? I fucking hadn't either, bro. Changed my life.
Riverdale's on Tuesdays.
What's your moment of the
Wednesdays.
week, Ryan?
Yeah, your moment of the week, ho. What is
Moment
it?
of the week was Josie McCoy singing that song.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, there was two things that happened. That's all we need to know.
No, do I have more?
No, fuck you. I don't care about more. It's Wednesdays on the CW. Our next show is My Adventures with Superman.
On this week's episode of My Adventures with Superman, Lois knows Clark is Superman and is trying to find a way to prove it. Meanwhile, Superman tracks down dangerous weapons in the city and finds himself in the crosshairs of a mysterious organization, Task Force X. Also, Jimmy's ready for his Sasquatch adventure with his two best buds who definitely won't stand him up. Taste buds, I ask you this. Are you Team Steve or Team Jimmy?
Not Team Steve.
Yeah, nobody's
Steve
Team
is
Steve.
awful.
Okay, I just had to make
Steve is
sure you're not
clearly
dicks.
Steve
Okay?
is clearly not even Team Steve.
Jimmy, I do think that we have to talk about Jimmy's obsession with Clark and Lois, and I do think it's more Clark than Lois. Jimmy wakes up, his alarm goes off, and in underwear, he's like, Clark, where are you? I love you.
Well, it's squatching day, Ryan.
It's squatching day.
Sure.
Clark is his roommate. He does everything with his roommate, and Clark is not there. So,
I do like in cartoon fashion what it's tackling is in Jimmy's head, they're a group of friends, even though Clark and Lois wanted to jump bones the minute they met. And this is what happens when two of your friends start dating.
If at any point you say the three of us are best friends, you're fucked.
Oh, guess who's not, buddy?
Yeah, the other two are gone.
You're about to Steve out like a lone wolf.
So this one was really sad because we had Jimmy he was facing a lot. He not only was facing his enemy, who he finds out is fucking Steve, the sports
Nah.
He had to film his enemy making videos to talk bad on him, and then he gets stood up by his two best friends for his Sasquatch adventure.
He says the thing. He says the thing of like, you know what? Who needs you?
Yeah.
He says that on the bench, and that killed me.
But it also,
I think
they
he's
were
in love
supposed to
with
meet
Clark, but like he thought that the three of them were equal, and now he knows like he's not.
He's not as important.
He's not. But you know what is important? His Sasquatch adventure, which he's still going to go on.
Which was awesome because we have 30 seconds left in this episode.
Yes.
I'm going to travel. Oh, my God. Sasquatch. Credits.
It was a giant creepy bear.
It was something. All we know is that he
Sasquatch
saw
is?
something, and he is like, I've seen it, the Squatch. And then we cut, and we have to wait to see what's happening next.
The Squatch.
The Squatch. But okay, so aside from Jimmy and his adventures, Superman and Lois, they're both, will they, won't they, will she find out or get any clues? And then, Mike, do you mind helping me with all the mysterious weapons that they're talking about?
Well, it's the weapons that we've been covering. Every episode, there's new weapons, and then there's somebody who's using like all of them.
Are you shocked at like how deceptively serialized the show is?
Yeah, this is
Isn't
the way
that
to
cool?
fucking do it. And
It's a pretty good ass show.
It is a good ass show, and it's the way to be like a lot. The best reboots and re-envisionings are like, it's not that 1,000 crazy things are happening in this city because it's random. It's tied to one event, and that sprinkles throughout of it, and that makes so much sense when you're trying to tackle it in a modern way. And
that's the live wiring.
Live wire robbed these people and just sprinkled the weapons to cause chaos. And now,
then like we get like a Fight Club moment, like with that guy in the alleyway. Like we get like Lois and Clark are with this one person who has broken weaponry, right? And like they're like, what do we do with this person? And they're handcuffed together, if that is adding any drama. But like, should we beat the shit out of her? Should we like gently understand that she's probably had some issues in her life and like need some help? Or should we just fucking kick her in the face? And watching Clark and Superman and Lois deal with this moment was incredible.
Because, there's somebody else with powers who's hunting down the criminals and kidnapping them, and this criminal thinks it's been Superman the whole time, and he's just like, what are you talking about?
But not with powers.
Not with powers, no, just with super
weaponry.
high tech.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, I should be able to beat you. And I think that you're destroying my friends, so you're my enemy.
Right.
And, like, he's like, that wasn't me. But also, I'm so sorry about this tiny Asian-ish girl behind me who wants to kick you at all times.
Yeah, Lois is feisty. And then it all leads up to Slade, who I think we finally hear his name. Slade v. Superman. And Slade, bit of a badass.
Yeah, like this is much more destructive than any Deathstroke that I've ever seen. Like, he's on it.
And we know it's him because his eye flashes.
Indeed. She was doing research over here. Indeed.
That's how I was like, yes, I know him.
Do we go to moments of the week, or is there? Sorry, Mike, I cut you off.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it's they're like, we're the good guys, and it's Army General Amanda the Wall Waller and Slade, but they keep almost killing civilians to take out Superman, and then he's running around saving the civilians, and Waller and Slade are like, kill that bridge of people, let's take out Superman, and the general's finally like, oh,
Who is the general? Do you know
I
that
don't.
person?
They did a weird flashback, and Superman even was like, "Oh, it's you," and I was like, "I don't know what this flashback is to at all." So
Yeah,
no,
I didn't really get that last 30 seconds. I was like, there's a lot going on here, and I feel like I should know these people, but I do not. But I'll find out later, I think.
I think the general might have seen Clark when he was a kid flying or something.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
Of course. Let's go moments of the week. Mike, what do you got?
At the end, Lois is like, "Bro, just you're Clark." He's now in Clark costume. She's like, "You're all messed up. I know who you are." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And so she just says, "Fine, let's do it the hard way," and jumps off the building.
Yeah.
Lois is a baller.
That's rad.
It seemed like the most Lois thing that
Yeah.
like she could do.
In the beginning of the episode, Lois has like a police radio on. And every time she turns it on or they say something, Superman or Clark leaves the room and then's like, "Oh, Superman solved it." And this look on her face is like, okay. I think I got it, folks.
See, Ryan, that's my moment of the week, but it's the fact that he says that the way that she knows that he's Superman is because he says he's going to get a bagel, and he never comes back with a bagel.
More cream cheese?
He's like, "Oh, I need more cream cheese," and then he comes back, and you hear on the thing that he's already defeated whatever the problem was. She's like, "Where's your bagel?" It's very good. I love those detective skills.
And a bagel will always get Caitlin.
It'll fucking always get me.
Ryan, what's your moment of the week?
Deathstroke is the Terminator. Like, he is really crushing Superman, like 1-to-1. But at some point, he takes his 2 laser swords and puts them together, and they become a gun. And if you've ever been a kid, that's your dream. Like, he just creates a sniper rifle out of 2 swords somehow, and yeah, that's how villains do.
That's the proper math. My Adventures with Superman is Fridays on Max. Our final show of the week is Harley Quinn.
On the 3rd episode of Harley Quinn Season 4, Harley and Ivy are trying to figure out how to separate their work and personal lives at an evil hotel in Vegas. In the 4th episode, Ivy starts to realize Lex might not actually value her as CEO, and Harles has to teach the Bat family how to fight without their gadgets after Talia takes them all away. Taste Buds ask you this: do you miss the old villain gang being together, or the character's evolution scratching a similar itch?
I miss Clayface just being dumb Clayface and not because right now Clayface has his own residency in Vegas. It's kind of a big deal, which it's kind of funny because it's Clayface, but also I miss the dynamic that he has with the group. So that is what I miss. King Shark's still killing it though for me.
Well, I think that's
and his fucking pregnant wife.
His pregnant
awful
wife
wife.
with his fucked up kids that they talk shit on because they're ugly. Love that.
It's her baby moon, and all she wants to do is fuck a magician.
Yeah.
That's what she's.
But I think the show's doing a good job of like those were Harley's initial friends, and your new friends are never going to be as good as your initial friends. And so she's looking around at the Bat family and being like, "I'll die for you. Like, I'll do shit for you. I'll teach you how to fight. But also, this isn't as good as my original season 1 Harley Quinn crew."
Though
Do
she
we
does
think
get
that
to look
she's
at
gonna-
Dick's ass all the time.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, Dick's ass. The cutout.
I love Dick's ass.
The cutout.
Caitlin Dick's ass.
The cutout in the towel for Dick's ass. I don't know how that
Come on, like,
happened, but it was so
like,
good.
I like big boobs, and I will not lie. But like, there's 2 big boobs at some point. Is that too big of an ass? Like, are we looking at too
Not at all.
big?
No.
Is Dick Grayson's ass too
No.
great?
No,
Oh my God,
get
no.
out of here. It's a perfect ass. It's why Professor Pig wanted to steal it to make because he has the perfect
Yeah,
ass.
it's a perfect ass. That's right.
Okay, he's got
Okay.
post
You're absolutely
Kardashian
wrong.
ass.
You're absolutely wrong is what we've learned here. If Turbo Team's ass is not too much ass, his ain't either.
I do really love that they are touching on the ass so much. It makes me so happy.
It's a great ass.
It really is.
I thought that we were going to talk so much this season about Ivy and Harley's relationship, and I think that they're just doing fine. Is that like that's okay that they're just doing fine?
No, I think it's on the edges, man. Like, she has to pretend to be a different person for a while, and Ivy's like, I forget her pseudonym is like Harligan, and she's like, "Can Harligan come back to Gotham?" And there's a moment of like hurt on Harley's face. I think it's going to be bubbling up for a while that they can't share each other's lives the way they used to.
Which
Because,
is
like-
what I predicted at the end of last season, but I was probably a season too soon.
Yes,
So
But yeah.
what I said is about to come true.
Oh wow, you did it, Ryan.
because you were too soon. You were wrong.
You fucked up, bro.
Yeah, fucked up.
Do you remember that time where Harley took her shirt off because Ivy was like flying across the sky?
In the
Yes.
dick. The dick station.
Yeah, there's a reason the antenna look like that.
With the curly pubic hairs?
How like so? This show lampoons a lot of things. How was it too on the nose to have Zuck and Elon just fully at the villain conference on the moon?
No, I don't
Or is that
care
like-
because
yep.
they're doing Lex at the same time.
Yeah, and his calf musclers.
What really got me was the fact that they were going to stay at the Luxor, and then it was like Lexor.
The Lexor,
The, like,
yeah.
Lex. And I was like, oh my God, you fucking got me. I was like, that's fucking good.
But like
I don't know why
even
I thought
beyond
it was so
that,
funny.
he sat down with Talia and he was like, "Sex is so dirty. I find that it's easier to hire people to have sex for me." Like that's the peak of rich people, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even have sex with other people.
They're just telling them what to do,
And
that's
he
like
has
their
to
sex.
have a Superman in there that he pegs.
I'm gonna let that leave in the air for a bit. Everyone sit with that. Should we go to moments of the week?
Sure.
Yeah.
Caitlin, what's yours?
For sure has to be the towel cutout of the fucking ass. Like having
also
Of
Right.
course it does.
Nightwing's ass just full on display because a towel is cut like that. Harley had to have been the person who did it. And we have to, at some point, get another version of Nightwing's ass getting live streamed. That's all.
Yeah, we're supposed to believe that like a Dutch couple, Airbnb, was responsible for that stuff, but no.
It was
That was
Harley.
Harley.
No, that got to
Yeah.
be Harley.
Mike, what's your moment of the week?
The surrogate sex was up there, but I do think it's the Nora Freeze line. I like her as the sassy assistant to Ivy. She says, "Oh, so you're going to be the first person to come back from a conference without chlamydia?" Just talk about how everybody has dirty, nasty sex at every conference they go to.
I also love how Nora, when she's walking up to the rocket ship with Ivy, is like, "This is ridiculous. Like, if you need any backup on how this is ridiculous, like, I am here for you." Like, their laughter at
The big dick.
male stupidity. Yeah.
It was a good show.
Ryan, what's your moment of the week?
Oh, Cassie, I already gave so many, but I'm going to say Nightwing's butt because like, that's all I can think of.
Of course it is. Harley Quinn is Thursdays on Max. That is it for the pull list. Coming up next, Mike, we talked about the interview a little bit, but you want to tease it a bit more here?
Sure, yeah. I got to sit down with Andy and Pete from the Marvel Movie Minute and talk about why they would choose to do this. They just finished the Avengers. It's hundreds of minutes.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
It is a daily podcast, and yeah, I learned that they've been
No.
podcasting for like 17 years, so I got to talk about their whole book story.
Oh my gosh, I have to hear this. Let's go to it right now.
Welcome to the Crossover, Crisis on Infinite Pods, the segment where we introduce you to other podcaster types doing cool things in the wide world of nerddom. Today's guests are Andy Nelson and Pete Wright of the Marvel Movie Minute, the show exploring the MCU 1 minute at a time. Their current season is The Avengers, which means they've been doing this show for an absurd amount of time, and I've had the pleasure of joining them quite a few times. Also, I realized just reading things out loud changes. I said time so many times. Time. Welcome, Andy and Pete.
It's about time. That's right.
Good to see you both. I'm so happy because you have a daily show, 5 days a week it launches, so I'm shocked that you found a time, damn it, that's going to ding me every time I say it now, to sit down and talk with me today.
Oh, we
Well-
are thrilled.
We are
Yeah.
thrilled, and it's the magic of editing that is
Yes.
why we're here.
Exactly.
So let's break down the podcast for people who may not have heard it before. Andy, what is MMM?
It's, Marvel Movie Minute really kind of falls under that whole umbrella of movies by minutes, which is this. I find it to be a fairly absurd style of film exploration that I heartily love. it's perfect for people who are really nerdy about movies and really just love incredibly deep dives into them. It started, I think, actually with The Big Lebowski, with a group who did that film 1 minute at a time. But it really took off right after that when the Star Wars Minute guys did it, and that one kind of blew up. And then everybody and their mother wanted to do a Movies by Minutes podcast. And now there's like moviesbyminutes.com, which lists like everything. And, you know, as a fan of what the Marvel Cinematic Universe was doing, I just kind of thought this would be a really interesting way to explore the films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in a lot of detail, because there are so many little Easter eggs. There are so many characters that they're throwing in from comics, different story threads that they're kind of blending together. And it would be a really interesting way to kind of talk about all of that and guarantee that we would be working on this for the rest of our lives.
And with their mothers. Everybody, it's actually Marvel Movie Minute Mothers, MMMM, that we're really excited about introducing next.
You should do a special spin-off bonus episode where your moms hop on and do this show with you, and they start doing the MMMM about your show. So they do a minute-by-minute breakdown of the Marvel Movie Minute.
There would be nothing like our octogenarian mothers podcasting.
I think people would love it. So, Pete, how long have you been doing the show now? Because you just finished The Avengers. That's the 5th movie.
Oh, God, man. How long have we been doing this show? That's, it's funny. As we record this, when I started podcasting, today is my 16th year of running a podcast network, the business. And so it's an auspicious day. It's our birthday. And so I've been podcasting for a lot of years, like since podcasting. But this show, Andy and I, this show, the Marvel Movie Minute, is a spinoff of our other movie show that Andy and I do together, which is only weekly. What kind of dummies would take on a daily show? And that is another movie show where we take on movies called The Next Reel, and that's a show where we take on one movie each week, usually bundled in a series that we follow. And we've been doing that consistently since 2011.
Wow. This
show, I think we started in 2017, 18?
I believe we started recording it in 2018.
With Iron Man.
Right at the end of 2018.
You got to earn your wizards, episode 1.
Exactly.
And what now, digging in minute by minute, every filmmaker's dream, this is how movies are supposed to be watched and dealt with.
For sure.
What is the most surprising thing you've learned about these movies, this series, movie watching, the culture?
Yeah, it's how much Christopher Nolan loves people watching movies 1 minute at a time on their phones. Like, just really loves it. There's a whole culture springing up around it. You know what's really interesting, and I'll just answer because I already made the joke, is that I think you notice a lot more in a movie. And when you get to movies like The Avengers, where you have an extended battle scene, movies get so dumb at the level of 1 minute at a time. Like, there's so much that you notice that you just feel like, oh, I'm such an expert now.
Right.
I could have totally fixed this. And I just been there for this minute on the streets of New York or Cleveland, wherever you happen to be.
So they just need to get like a minute by minute expert. They're you're a line producer who only cares about this minute, go.
That should absolutely be a part of the script editor, the continuity director's role, is they have to also be a movie by minute podcaster because they know things.
I can't imagine a film set with 143 extra line producers. Oh, who are you again? Oh, I'm line producer for
Andy,
minute 53.
You'd only need one. They could do it for each minute. I'm not saying you need one.
No, I think
per
one
minute.
per.
It's
Union
already
rules,
absurd.
man.
We're just making it even more absurd. That's really
for sure.
Now, before I mutual friends hooked us up, but the movie by minute thing had been around. I was like, how do you do that? How do you fill that time? So I listened to a couple, but explain how you fill, because the episodes are like 20 to 30 minutes. How?
Oh, some of them hit
an hour. Yeah.
How do you do what you do? How are you such heroes?
It is really funny. I mean, it really boils down to minutia, and this is why I think it's for a very special person who loves just kind of the deep dives of stuff. I mean, I as somebody who was in the film industry, who was passionate about making movies, I love talking about all the actors, like anyone who's in that particular scene, especially when it's the first time they're introduced. I love playing the IMDb game, much to Pete's chagrin, where you have to guess the 4 films that IMDb says that person is known for.
And IMDb is dumb.
IMDb makes no sense with that, which is why it's a fun game. But then it's just like, you're talking about costumes, and I mean, it's just, films are rich with material to discuss, and films like this in particular have, special effects to talk about, costumes, comic book origins. We're talking about prop design, the way that they craft these different ships, why they shoot in Cleveland instead of the streets of New York. Like, I feel like there are so many different things, and one of Pete's favorite things was, of course, talking about the fonts that end up getting used.
I'm a big typography nerd, and so totally, we just jump into that. But don't forget, some of the emergent story arcs of the show that we could never have predicted is, for example, our long-running discussion. Now that we are advocates of the Leviathan, the giant floating creature that comes through the space hole at the end.
Absolutely,
they are just space sea cows, and they just want to live their lives, but they're subservient to the Chitauri, and it's just really problematic. And when you look at the film from the perspective of the Leviathan, it's a very different animal.
That's true. You also realize how much they really enjoyed eyeball trauma in the Avengers. There's some horrible eyeball trauma scenes.
So just much really eyeball trauma.
Oh, you're watching this with your eyes?
Yeah.
Is there a movie that what movie in the future are you most excited to dig into minute by minute, and what movie are you dreading?
I, a lot of people have issues with Thor: The Dark World, and I certainly do too. The way that they chose to write Malekith makes no sense to me, but I feel like there is probably a lot of really interesting discussion to be had in that film, and so as especially a film that largely is disliked by a lot of people, I think that would be a really interesting one to discuss and have a lot of fun conversations about. Pete, what about you?
I just want to say, I think in terms of movies that we dread, I think we already sort of crossed the Rubicon with the Avengers. I think, the last 5 movies we've been doing, however we happen to feel about them at any given minute, and we weren't the hosts of every season. We kind of rotated through. But coming out of, Andy and I did Captain America, and coming out of Captain America, I think I definitely had the dread of talking about a Joss Whedon movie because Joss Whedon became problematic, and I think we ended up approaching it well. I think we approached it as thoroughly as we could while celebrating the final film and all the people who came together to make it, and not digging in, so deep that it became a distraction from the movie that we're talking about 1 minute at a time. And so we wanted to honor the movie, but also acknowledge that this is a problematic artist, and we have to be a part of that. I was really dreading how we would ultimately, have to deal with the Avengers, and I think it came off well. We did rename him Tig Notaro, which is a joke that you have to just listen to the show to discover, but that made it easier, I think, ultimately to do it. So I don't necessarily dread going into the next Whedon film, and I like the movies progressively more for a while in the MCU. So I think we're in good shape for a little while.
I feel like we're safe getting through phase 3. Once we get into phase 4 and 5 and beyond, there are some things in there that I really am like Quantumania. I am going to have a very difficult time.
Yeah,
for me, it's absolutely
that is a long way down. I mean,
it's naked Thor for me for sure. Like when Russell Crowe shows up, I cannot do it. Close my head in a car door. I can't do it.
That movie is probably the biggest disappointment.
It's tough.
Expectations versus what it turned into.
Really sad.
Yeah.
You referenced, Pete, that you are not the only hosts. How do you choose who's going to do what movie? Do you all put movies into a hat you pick, or because you two are the czars of the Marvel Movie Minute, you get first refusal, and then you're like, hey guys, we don't want to do Iron Man 2, you do it?
I don't know how we became czars.
Yeah. be a little haughty. No, I think it's much more to the tune of energetically, like who's ready to do to do this haul, because it's big, and we've now done 2 in a row, and Andy is the absolute hero. He has done so much of the work. I'm like color commentary, so it is it's really a lot. It's a heavy lift, and frankly, there are other movies that we end up wanting to talk about, right? And this takes up so much. And the movies, I don't know if you noticed, they keep getting longer. And so it's just a bigger and bigger lift. And we have to acknowledge that, we sometimes need a break. So, others who come into the true story universe, who are interested in the next film, who have a passion for it, we absolutely, we love considering new voices and working with them on the back end to make the show a success, even when we're not hosting.
Nice. You heard it here, listeners. If you loved Quantumania, reach out to Andy and Pete because they don't want to watch it. Though you have like 10 years before that's a problem.
Also, I worry it's a very small hat that the name will go in. So very small hat. No, won't need to worry about much competition for that.
Having done this show for so many years now, next real film you were doing for even longer, do you find the films you're covering in that show getting more esoteric? And are you doing just like Mirror or like real arty Russian films just as a counterbalance to all the Marvel drivel you've been watching?
Oh my goodness. We did a whole series on Soviet science fiction films that was amazing. Amazing.
Bonkers. Yep.
So bonkers.
You'll never see a birthday cake made like the lead actor's head played so well.
It is
whatever that movie's called.
Ad Astra per Asperum.
Was that one? I think that was City Zero.
City Zero. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, I think we're all over the place with these. I don't think they're any more or less esoteric than the very first movie we did. I mean, the first movie we did was Raiders of the Lost Ark, and we did the Indiana Jones series, and then we did the Benjamin Button exploration.
We did Charlie Kaufman after that.
Charlie Kaufman, Benjamin Button,
David Fincher.
Exploration of David Fincher, where we did them in reverse order. But they've gone. I mean, we've done so many years of this show that the series. I think the series exploration has gotten more esoteric leading up to this one, which was, I think, a brilliant idea, and I hope it pays off. We've only just started this season. Andy, can you explain it?
Well, yeah, this season we're looking at, we picked various awards categories from the 30s all the way through the 2020s, and each decade we picked one or two categories. And then we're talking about the films that got nominated in that category. So, like we're starting off, since we've already, over the course of the Next Reel's years, we've done several series just looking at films from 1939, since it's often touted as like the greatest year of Hollywood cinema. Mm-hmm. And so we've already talked about 6 of the 10 Best Picture nominees from that. So we said, hey, let's just finish that off. We've only got 4 more to do. So the first season, or the first series of this new season, we're looking at the 1940 Best Picture or Academy Award Best Picture nominees. And so we've got 4 of those to do. But then we're jumping into, I think we're going to 1947 Academy Awards for Best Screenplay. And, we're like, eventually we'll hit the 90s, and we're going to have a 1995 looking at the Razzies, talking about great films like Congo, Cutthroat Island, The Scarlet Letter, Showgirls. So
highbrow always comes right before lowbrow is always.
Yeah, we are all over the place with that show, but that's what we love. We have fun just talking about all sorts of films.
This whole thing started because Andy and I went to college together, and that was years ago, and we were RAs, and so in the very big freshman dorm, and so we would be duty partners, and we'd have to wander around the dorm late at night and write up people who were smoking pot, and so we talked about movies and made a lot of noise. And most of the time, that let us just talk about movies.
Nice.
And so we just wanted to kind of continue that in a podcasting business. And it's been, many years, and things are fine. We're having a great time.
This is our 13th season right now. Yeah. 13 years of this.
That's so cool. That's inspiring. And Pete, you read my mind because I was going to start talking about personal nerd origin stories. So that's how the two of you became friends.
Yeah.
RAs who didn't want to really do their job. So he talked about and steal weed from kids having a bad time.
Yeah, I mean and there's no way to minimize our job any further than that. That's the base.
Well, I was friends with an RA, and he would steal people's weed and then smoke it. So I think you guys were better than him.
Like if we weren't so fundamentally lazy and single focused, it might have gone that way. I'm just saying, it's just a door that never got opened.
We are back from that interview and back in our studio.
That was hilarious.
Ryan got that was a hearty chuckle.
I
That
got
was
a kick out of that.
A full kick, like a
full
full
kick?
can kick out of that. I've never seen Ryan kick that high. That's how delightful that interview was.
I just took
Great
my
job.
shirt off. That's how much I loved it. I'm just like, am I at a rodeo right now? Because that's how much I loved it.
Ryan, you know the studio policies. You got to have a shirt on in here. It's got to have shoes, got to have shirts.
Cool. Okay.
Got to
Shirt.
have it.
Shirt is back on, I guess.
All right, and now that the shirt's back on, we can now wrap up the show. Mike. No, I don't want you yet. I want Ryan. Mike, can you tell me about websites?
Me, personally?
Yeah.
Popfilter.co. Your popfilter.co. Popfilter.co. That's our home base for all of our things, and so you can get everything there. Amazon.com/yourpopfilter.
I didn't. I was no interest in that.
What's the Amazon? Popfilter.co/Amazon is where you can go to like order some things that you want, some trinkets, some tchotchkes.
Yeah.
If you want candy bars from Europe, go there.
And if you want to send them to us, go there too. And send them to us.
And then also patreon.com/yourpopfilter. Patreon's dead. Cassie, I'm out.
Bye, Ryan. Peace. Nailed it. Crushed it. Caitlin, can you tell me about the other shows or a other show?
Cassie, I can tell you about some show that I do listen to. It's called Movie of the Year.
Hell yeah. Sounds rad.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool, Cassie, because they talk about all the best movies in a singular year. And
In 1 year.
and guess what? They skip around all the years, so you don't get bored of like one decade. They'll just keep going all over the place. And right now they are on
Ryan?
Caitlin,
Mike?
that sounds awesome. What year are they on right now? Because you're a true
Yeah.
listener.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
what year
it's-
are they on?
It's got to be 1973.
Oh. She does
I
not.
know.
Just so everyone's clear, she does not listen, but nailed that.
I listen
shit.
to my friends. Okay, is that bad? But yeah, 1973, which I was not alive for, and I do not know any of the movies in there, but I'm going to learn a lot about movies because my friends will tell me all about it on that show.
I want to make it clear to Caitlin, we also were not alive then. Do you think that we were alive then?
They were born in 1943,
Yeah.
so they were very old, actually.
We were frozen in ice until Caitlin saved us and made podcasts.
Yep,
Uh,
that's fact.
Mike, I know you're so old you might not know about this, but can you tell me about social media? That's what I'm fucking talking about. But what if they grab all of them and then the other people who need it don't know about it? That's...
Incredible.
Fucking do
Incredible
it. Fucking
work.
find out how.
Yeah.
That's it. We also have an email, contact at popfilter.co.
You know, we
I nailed the year. Okay, thank you.
wait, hold on.
See.
She randomly picked 1973, and now we're gonna like hail her as like the greatest. We could
Yes.
just skip the intro or the outro. We could just like not do it anymore. Should we not do it anymore?
I never
Hard ask.
will be.
Hard ass.
Fucking never will.
Not gonna
Mike,
happen, bro.
you know I'm always better. I'm always better. I know.
Well, I guess next week we'll see if we get any better. Chances are we won't, but we will be talking about Heartstopper, so be sure to catch that one. For Mike, I'm Ryan. For Ryan, I'm Mike. For Caitlin, I'm me. And for me, I am me. Bye, everyone.
A full kick. High kick. High kick. You're spinning your shirt around your head. Yeah. Gotta have service. Ouch. You were right the first time. Come on! Is this why you didn't want you didn't want perfection, Cassie? So you didn't want me to go? Popfilter.co/Amazon. Some candy bars from Europe that Caitlin discovered. No, Patreon is dead. Thank you all patrons for taking some time off. Whoa! She does listen. No, she doesn't. There's no fucking way. Oh. Yeah, how old do you think we are? I remember the end of World War II. So there's this bulletin board at the coffee shop. And if you need to say anything and send messages, you write a message and you pin it up there, and then somebody will grab it. Oh shit. That's rude. That's why you got to go to our Instagram at yourpopfilter, or our Bluesky is like at popfilter.bluesky.something. I don't know. Find us on Bluesky. I don't know how it works. I just could use some confidence in my fucking co-hosts in the shit we say every week. No, you nailed it. I'm proud of you, Caitlin. Tonight, you and me, we've gotten to a new place. I just would like you guys to be better. And I think our listeners would like that as well. I know, you're always better. You're my favorite.